Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski on this Monday morning. A busy week ahead starts today with very warm, dry conditions, breezy conditions, and we will have another day of elevated fire risk starting at 10 a.m. and this will continue for most until 8 o'clock this evening. A red flag warning in place, the only exclusions being areas south and west of the Tri-Cities, where the threat may not be quite as high. This isn't the biggest threat ever. I think the threat's much higher to our south and southwest, but still with the wind and the very warm, dry conditions, that is a possibility. Then in northern Kansas tomorrow, a fire weather watch in place tomorrow afternoon and evening, as the winds will still be high and it's going to be warm and dry in those locations there. So a lot going on. We're going to take you from the record warmth today, or near record warmth, to the blizzard conditions coming in just a little less than 48 hours from now here. So let's take you all through it here as I look at your future cast. Pretty sunny today, but there will be a few clouds mixed in, especially as you get into these areas today. Some will get partly cloudy out there. You get those breezy southerly winds, more of a westerly wind right in here. Now, I didn't get a chance to draw in all the fronts and everything like that, but we do have a cold front up here to the north that's going to start to sag south into our area tonight. By tomorrow morning, there's the low right there spinning. It's kind of a broad area of low pressure, warm front right here, cold front right there. Behind the cold front, cooler tomorrow, but still mild for most of us. Chillier the farther northwest you go. A lot of sunshine for most of us tomorrow, but then increasing clouds out west. Moisture moving into the panhandle. Again, there's those stronger winds here. I think these are very dry winds, so there's going to be that fire threat here down in Kansas. Tomorrow evening, we start to see rain quickly changing to snow out west. Maybe some thunderstorms right in here and isolated severe weather. But the thunderstorm chance won't last long as the colder air comes in, it will quickly change to snow. Snow and blowing snow over northern and western Nebraska tomorrow night. Here's midnight. Tomorrow night, the winds will actually get worse later in the night, and this is combined with when the snow gets heavier from northeast Nebraska to north central northwest Kansas. The heart of the viewing area on your morning commute on Wednesday, dealing with blowing snow, blizzard conditions will be possible. I think a lot of schools will be canceled on Wednesday. Maybe still a little rain in eastern Nebraska. The snow wraps up in northwest Nebraska already by sunrise on Wednesday, so northern and western areas, the snow will wrap up early on Wednesday morning. This will last through at least noon, maybe early afternoon around the Tri-Cities area. But look at this, is when your winds are strongest. We're talking about gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So blowing snow and blizzard conditions are going to be a major concern Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon for eastern Nebraska. There's 4 p.m. Wednesday. Take you to 7 p.m. There's the last of the snow clearing out early Wednesday evening. Strong wind still, but lightening up as you go to the west. Maybe still a little limited moisture out west, but no blizzard conditions at that point here, but still major concerns. Before the blizzard, there is an outside chance of isolated severe weather, mainly for the threat of large hail Tuesday night over southeast and east central Nebraska. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, though. Okay, already we've got winter storm watches that have been issued. So no warnings or advisories yet. Those are all off to our northwest. So basically where winter storm watches are in place, that's where it's most likely to be upgraded to either a winter storm warning or a blizzard warning. I do think that other areas farther north and west will probably see at least a winter weather advisory, but the worst conditions will be in here where blizzard or near blizzard conditions will be possible on Wednesday and really late Tuesday night and into Wednesday. And that's the timing of this winter storm watch as of right now. It's not going to be the heaviest snow ever, but it's going to be a very wet snow, slick conditions, very tough to see. 1 to 4 inches of snow are going to be pretty common, and I think most cases, most models are hinting at this area here being the hardest hit area, from Norton, Kansas to the Tri-Cities to Sioux City, maybe as far east as Lincoln and Omaha. Some models do have a lot more than 3 or 4 inches of snowfall, though. Some models are going 6+ inches of snow, but right now I'm going with 1 to 4 with isolated higher amounts possible. We're still about a day and a half away. If we have to iron anything out, we'll keep updated on that. But again, I am concerned that travel conditions will be very difficult late Tuesday night into Wednesday. But until we get there, we have record highs possibility. Those are your current records, and the places that keep track of records will be awfully close later today. Highs into the 70s and 80s, mid to upper 70s, low to mid 80s in most locations, maybe some low 70s in northwest Nebraska. Tonight we'll actually wrong graphic here. That's a future temps graphic. I don't want to use that today. Here's your lows tonight. We'll dip back into the 30s and 40s for lows. Highs tomorrow, look at the range in highs, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s from northwest to southeast across the state of Nebraska and northern Kansas. Tomorrow night down into the 20s and 30s as the snow is moving in. So again, it's going to be a wet snow with that temperature near and just barely below freezing. That's usually means a wet, heavy snowfall. And again, the winds are going to make it a big time problem. We do warm above freezing, so a lot of the snow will be melting when it hits the surface or melting later in the day when it does warm up and maybe the sun comes out, especially out west, but the winds will be very strong on Wednesday. Wednesday night down into the teens and 20s. Thursday, some recovery. We get back into the 50s and low 60s for highs. Extended outlook. We are going to be looking at, again, this going from these very warm temperatures today to the rain and isolated thunderstorms Tuesday evening, changing to snow late Tuesday night, blowing snow. This will continue, especially Wednesday morning. I think Wednesday afternoon, it quickly winds down early in the afternoon. Beyond that, I didn't put a lot of focus in the forecast beyond Wednesday because there's so much going on the next 3 days. But we do look to get milder again. There's going to be some windy days here and there, and there may be some chances of moisture here and there. Basically, anywhere between Friday and Sunday, we have chances of moisture, but it looks like we'll settle into a mild 50s and 60s type weather pattern as we push towards the end of the month here. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center is echoing that, and I'll show you that in just a bit. North Platte, very warm, breezy today, partly cloudy skies. Rain chances Tuesday evening, quickly changing to snow, blowing snow, perhaps near blizzard conditions with an inch or two of snow possible. Very windy. The snow will wrap up by around or shortly after sunrise on Wednesday. So most of your day will be dry, but it will be a windy and cool day out there, and then warming up into the 50s and 60s in the long range. There are going to be a couple of windier days there with some chances of moisture down the road. Now, looking at the long range, again, we stay on the milder side of things. Again, 50s and 60s, maybe near 70 at times. The Climate Prediction Center for the end of March is basically saying we are going to be above average, likely above average, as you go to our southwest. Moisture chances may be few and far between. I don't think we'll see a lot of moisture in the long range. There are some chances, but not as significant as what we'll see in the middle of this week. So, again, here's our storm system. Rain quickly changing to snow, blowing snow. A major concern, especially by Wednesday morning. That clears out late in the day Wednesday out east. And then there are some other isolated hit or miss chances of rain and maybe a little snow in there. We'll see. That will depend on what time of the day it happens, but there are some hit or miss chances of moisture in the long range, but not a lot of great chances right now. Now, I think the GFS, if I remember right, is a little more aggressive with those longer range chances. So here's our storm system from the GFS. Rain quickly changing to snow. Blowing snow is going to be a major issue late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, and even Wednesday afternoon in eastern Nebraska. Moves out Wednesday night. And then we are looking at, again, these smaller chances of moisture, rain, maybe a little snow mixed in with these chances of moisture, these different storm systems late in the forecast, but again, long ways out right now. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Monday morning. I'll be back with you Tuesday morning to see if there are any changes to the forecast models and to the forecast. We may have some warnings and advisories issued by that point, so we'll update you on that tomorrow morning. Until then, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Take care, and God bless. Bye.